Welcome to Ruby Thursday. I'm Melissa Wanish. This is Ruby Snack number 55, Monitoring with Monit. In this episode, you'll learn how to install Monit on your server, how to configure for major processes, and then how to configure for delayed jobs. The inspiration for this episode is that my delayed job stopped and I didn't know about it until somebody let me know they weren't getting that PDF that they had requested. So now I'm going to put this in to make sure that it restarts if it ever stops. If you want to code along, you simply need to have a Rails app deployed on a Linux server. What is Monit? Monit is a small open source utility for managing and monitoring Unix systems. Monit conducts automatic maintenance and repair and can execute meaningful causal actions in error situations. And you can go to this link to find out more about Monit. Basically, it will restart things for you or alert that things have gone bad. Installing Monit is pretty easy. You SSH into your server, and then you run sudo apt-get install Monit, and then you need to start it. So it's sudo Monit. Here we are in the terminal, and I'm going to SSH into my Ruby Thursday site where I have my blog. And now I'm going to paste in the command to go ahead and install Monit. And it's just sudo Monit. I had tried to check the status, but then realized I needed to start Monit first. Now we're going to configure for Monit's web interface so you can have a visualization of what's going on. You don't have to have it, but it's nice. We're going to edit Monit's configuration. So we're going to go into this file a bunch. So we're going to sudo nano etc Monit and then the Monit rc. And we'll scroll down and they have already for us, you can uncomment set the HTTPD port to 2812, and then you're going to use address and you put in your domain name, and then you allow everybody, so we're going to copy in all those zeros, and then we're going to allow admin :monit. Now you could change this to be your own username and password. So admin is the username, Monit is the password, and you can make up your own. I'm going to leave it the standard for now. And then every time we edit this file, we need to run sudo monit reload. And then we're going to visit our domain name :2812 to make sure that it's running. All right, back in the terminal, let's open up that file. Scrolled all the way down to find what I needed. And I'm going to edit that part. I'm going to uncomment all the lines that I'm going to use. I don't need all the lines for this. Let's go ahead and say rubythursday.com and then copy in those zeros, and that's it. So with nano, as always, it's Control X and then Y to save. Now we run sudo monit reload, and it reloads it. So that takes just a moment, but let's go ahead and check it out. I went to rubythursday.com :2812, and there's our username and password. Just going to enter admin and then Monit. I'm not going to save this for now, but there it is running. That's what you want to see, all greens. Now let's configure for a couple other programs. We're going to configure for Apache and Postgres. There are going to be links at the end of the episode if you want other things to be monitored. There's lots of examples out there. I'm just going with Apache and Postgres for now. So this is an example. It's going to listen to that PID, make sure that it's still going, and then it knows how to start it and how to stop it. Now here's a tip. If you are getting errors, double check your path to the .pid file. My path did not match any of the examples when I was looking through it, and finally I realized, oh, it's looking in the wrong place. So for me, what worked was to run and then the name of the program, in this case Apache 2 or Postgres SQL, and then the PID. And especially with Postgres, that might be a different version of Postgres, especially if you've installed more recently. This was installed almost 2 years ago. And again, once you edit this file, at the end, you need to sudo monit reload. So here we are opening it again. It'd been a moment, so I needed to enter my password for the server. And you can come all the way down. You can also use Control V to page through to get down. And you're going to want to put it at the very bottom of the file. That's where they like you to put these. So it says includes, and there's the rest. Now I've gone ahead and pasted in what actually worked for me. This took a little bit of troubleshooting, but there you go. And I reloaded, and And then when we take a look again, it's all running their new processes. You can also look at this on the terminal as well, and that you would just run sudo monit status, and it gives you basically the same information, just not as pretty. Now let's configure for delayed jobs. Now I got this from an example on the delayed jobs documentation. However, it's a little old and not quite my path. So when I created my app, I had it in var www and then the name of the app, right? Then current and then bin, not script. Script is what it used to be with Rails 4 and up. It's bin delayed job. All right, and then you need to use Rails environment equals production, again in newer versions of delayed job, and then bin / delayed job start, not script, bin. And then the user for my app is deploy, not root, not Ubuntu, so I put in as deploy in both those cases. So those are the edits I made to the example, which then worked for me. Again, this might take a little bit of searching through your folders, making sure your path is correct, and making sure you have the newest syntax. Now for something this big, I wanted to be sure that I had written it correctly. So another tip is to use the command sudo monit-t, which will tell you any errors that it finds in the file. And again, we need to sudo monit reload. Quickly, I'm just going to go to the bottom here and paste in what worked for me, and there it is. So I reloaded, and there we go. Delayed jobs is now showing, and it shows you it was up for 2 days because that's when I realized things were going bad and I had to restart my delayed job. That's it for this episode of Ruby Thursday. Monit is pretty easy. There's lots and lots of examples out there. They may be a little old. They may be not quite the same path as yours. So just keep at it and troubleshoot the best you can, and it'll be great. The next piece of the puzzle is to make sure that Monit does email you when something is going wrong, and we'll cover that in an upcoming episode. To make sure that you get information on that episode, be sure to visit rubythursday.com to sign on up to my mailing list. And if you are not subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and click that button to do so. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.